What happens when a title contender stares down a nightmare start and doesn't flinch? The Phoenix Mercury came out firing. 10-0 run. The crowd was stunned. Sabrina Ionescu looked off. The Liberty couldn't buy a bucket. It felt like déjà vu. Phoenix had already beaten them twice this season, and now it turned mistakes into masterpieces. And the unsung heroes, Kennedy Burke and Leonie Fibich, started breaking Phoenix down from every angle. This wasn't just a game, it was a warning shot to the rest of the league. Barclays Center got loud, the Liberty got louder, and Phoenix, they never recovered. So what really flipped the switch? What did Phoenix get wrong? And how did New York weaponize a slow start into domination? Let's break it down. At first, though, it looked like old habits were creeping in. The Liberty came out sloppy, disconnected, rushed. Phoenix jumped out to a stunning 10-0 lead, forcing New York into an early timeout and silencing the Barclays crowd. In the huddle, there was no panic, only purpose. Sabrina Ionescu later recalled the mindset shift in that moment. "We can't do this. We can't play that game." She had just turned the ball over. Shots were being rushed. The rhythm was off. But what Sabrina did next flipped the script. After that timeout, she scored or assisted on 6 of the next 9 Liberty points. The fire was lit. On defense, Brondello didn't wait. She can guard big forwards, she can guard small guards, and she's committed to it. But if there was one relationship that defined the turnaround, it was Sabrina Ionescu and Jonquel Jones. On ball, off ball, screen and roll, pocket passes, high-low action. The synergy was surgical. Sabrina later said, "That's probably one of the most important relationships you can have. Guard and post. From day one we've worked on that chemistry." Jonquel agreed. And when she hit a buzzer-beating 3 to end the third quarter, it felt like a message to Phoenix. This wasn't just about putting points on the board. And when she sank that third quarter buzzer beater, the crowd erupted like it was the playoffs. But here's the truth. That shot wasn't even the biggest moment of her night. Let's talk about the intangibles. JJ didn't just box out, she cleared space. She didn't just rebound, she controlled possession. She didn't just set screens, she weaponized them. She turned the floor into a puzzle Phoenix couldn't solve. "We just allowed the ball to move," JJ said calmly post-game. "Let it find energy. We settled into the game." Settled? More like seized it. JJ's connection with Ionescu was at the heart of it. Even on the defensive end, JJ's fingerprints were everywhere. Switches? Smooth. Weak side help? Timed perfectly. Rotations? Clean, decisive, and anchored. When New York started the season, their third quarters had been a disaster. That 16-point third-quarter loss to Seattle on July 6 was still in the back of their minds. But since then, they've gone plus 33 in 5 straight third quarters. You want to know the difference? Jonquel Jones. "We didn't come out great in the third," Brondello admitted. "But that time out, we reset. And JJ, she took it to another level." Even JJ was honest post-game. "I felt a little winded out there, but my ankle's not bothering me, and I'm getting stronger every game." Winded or not, her impact was undeniable. She now ranks top 10 in Liberty history in offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, total boards, and blocks. That's in just a season and a half. And yet, she doesn't talk legacy. She talks impact. "I just wanted to make a difference when I got here, and we're not satisfied. It's a new year." And that's exactly why the league should be worried. Jonquel Jones center stage, she's turning those tools into weapons. She leads the league in scoring efficiency, and she's been one of the Liberty's best defenders. Think about that. A player who wasn't on scouting reports 2 months ago, she fills the lane before others even start running. And defensively? She doesn't just stay in front, she anticipates. You don't have to draw up plays for her. She finds her spots like she's reading sheet music. Sabrina credits her. She plays the right way, takes the right shots, guards the best players, never complains. It's not flashy. It's not loud. But it's relentless, and it's critical. You want proof? Watch that stretch in the third when New York couldn't get shots to fall. The Liberty had gone scoreless for nearly 3 minutes. Then, Phoebichan, coach Sandy Brondello, sees it too. She's smart, she commits, she does the dirty. Brondello's rotations now hinge on Leone's ability to play multiple positions, guard the 3, slide up to the 4, sometimes even switch onto 2s. And when Kennedy Burke went to the bench briefly in the second, it was Leone who stepped into the toughest defensive assignments without hesitation. That kind of versatility, it's rare, it's disruptive, and it's exactly what wins games in the playoffs. So what do you call a player like that? Not a role player. You call her a problem for every team that didn't see her coming. At one point in the first quarter, Sabrina Ionescu had more turnovers than field goals. The Liberty were down 10-0, and Barclays Center had gone from electric to uneasy. You could feel the tension in the huddle. The passes weren't connecting, the energy was disjointed. And then Sabrina sat down in the timeout huddle, leaned forward, and said what every great leader. You saw it clearly at the end of the second quarter. Liberty went on a 19-7 run, and Sabrina was in the center of all of it, controlling tempo, dragging defenders out of position, and even crashing the glass when needed. Then came the third quarter buzzer, a broken play, clock winding down. The ball found Jonquel Jones with barely a second left. From the bench, Sabrina's voice cut through the noise. "Shoot it, Jay!" And JJ let it fly, a rainbow that dropped in as the horns sounded. The bench exploded, but Ionescu's performance reminded everyone what happens when a player takes accountability and finds a rhythm in the chaos. Even when the shot wasn't falling early, she found other ways to dominate. Dictating matchups, making a season game, Liberty versus Mercury. But to the players, this was personal. Let's rewind. The Phoenix Mercury had already beaten New York twice this season. And they didn't just win, they dismantled the Liberty's game plan. Whether it was ball pressure, rebounding dominance, or forcing poor shots, Phoenix had exposed New York's weak spots. Twice. Before this game, head coach Nate Tibbetts of the Mercury didn't shy away from calling it a measuring stick game. He knew it, the Liberty knew it, the league knew it. This wasn't just about the standings. This was about playoff seeding, about tiebreakers, about momentum heading into August, and most importantly, and forcing the Mercury into bad decisions. And then there was Sabrina, orchestrating it all. But the best part? The Liberty didn't win this game because of a single heroic performance. They won because of a blueprint, a strategy forged through failure and perfected through film, repetition, and belief. That 19-7 run to close the second quarter wasn't an accident. It was the culmination of everything they'd learned from losing to Phoenix. Brondello said it best. "We made some adjustments, played with urgency, got intentional." Off. That noise, it mattered. Coach Brondello said, "So what do you think? Was this the moment the Liberty proved they're the team to beat? Did Phoenix just wake up a sleeping giant? One thing's for sure, the WNBA season is heating up, and every game feels like it could change everything. We've got rivalries brewing, legacies forming, and drama unfolding on and off the court. And if you want to stay ahead of it all, don't miss a single moment. Like this video if you felt the intensity of this showdown. Subscribe and hit the bell so you're always the first to know when the next WNBA bombshell drops. And share this with someone who needs to see what real basketball looks like, because this isn't just a league, it's a movement. And we're here to break it all down, one game, one drama, one legend at a time.